So let's get on to the granddaddy of them all. We all know it's going to happen. It's Georgia, Alabama.
Yep, final topic of the night. So, this is it, folks. Now, I have my preview and prediction video coming out this week. I don't know. Ugga Boy, you're not really posting anything right now, I don't think. But either way, I mean, I'm sure you got your thoughts on this game. And I'm sure maybe you've even come up with the prediction. But, man, let's get down to business. The Tide and the Dawgs, round 2 this year, round 4 between Kirby and Saban. Round 5, really, I should say, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, man, I'm just going to go ahead and give it. I do think Georgia's going to win. I got a score of 28-24. But I want to hear from you, a Georgia fan, man. What is it about Alabama that worries you? But what is it that also you're confident in your Bulldogs to get the rematch and get the win in the title game?
Well, first of all, I think that, to me, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, you just said it. You nailed it right on top of the head. This is Kirby's 4th or 5th chance that he's getting opportunities since Georgia has been elite, I would say, especially this year down in Athens. So, to me, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm sorry. I don't know what you Bulldog fans think out there, but I think this is a must-win for Kirby Smart because, to me, there's going to be a lot of pressure riding off of this year going into next year. I've heard West Virginia fans, I've heard everybody even say that this is Alabama's lowest, and next year they're going to be bigger and better, while everybody, including Georgia, is going to rebuild next year. So this is going to be huge for Georgia to see what they can do and get the job done, ultimately, if they want to do anything. This is no-brainer. Alabama's the roadblock. Nick Saban seems like he has everybody's number. But at the end of the day, Jimbo Fisher found a way to beat Alabama. Now, you could say that Alabama, they lose that win game every year. This is what they do. And then everybody disrespects them, and then they come back and kick your tail. Well, right. Maybe Georgia needs that. Maybe they need that kick in the butt, that kickstart, should I say. They had it against Alabama. Didn't really look so good in the SEC championship game. I just think it would be a bad showing for Georgia if they end up going, 13-2 on the year. No SEC championship, no national championship. It's great you get there to the Natty. Right. But at the end of the day, you just have nothing to show for. And, this will, again, of course, like every year, be huge for Alabama if they win. I honestly want to say when they do win, but yeah. I feel like this could be a change. I feel like that maybe Georgia is looking at a 17-13 win if Kirby Smart can get the W. I pray as a Bulldog fan they can. I think it's going to be a heck of a matchup. As all predicted, but I think Georgia's going to have a better showing this go-around than they did the SEC championship game for sure, Ballard.
Let me just say this real quick, and here's the difference, I think, between this year and, I guess, go back to 2017. Forget it being against Alabama for a second. We know who they're facing. But, I mean, it could be any team in the nation. It's the national championship. It could be Clemson. It could be Ohio State. It could be Michigan again. It could whoever it is. It's a national title. It just makes it even bigger that it's against Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. But I'll say this for Georgia. The difference between this year in 2021, 2022 and 2017 and 2018 is that this offseason prior to the season, we kind of expected this. Like, let's be honest, man. I know that Kirby got hired in 2016 or whatever it was, and he had a good first year. But then 2017 kind of hit us all in the back of the head, and Georgia just came out of nowhere. And then 2018, they're still really good. And so now we kind of see them as a team that, like, okay, they do compete. It wasn't just that one year. But then with the recruiting aspect of it and the talent, then you go into this year and we're actually favoring the Bulldogs. It's not like they made this game out of nowhere. They've been talked about all season long. and we literally expected this. So the fact that the media and college football fans and the analysts and everybody's expected this for Georgia, no matter who they were going to face. I mean, I said in the offseason, boy, was I wrong. I thought it would be Georgia, Oklahoma, because I thought Oklahoma would have a great year too, which, I mean, it wasn't exactly what we thought it would be, but either way, Georgia's still here, and I don't care if they're playing Bama or Cincinnati or Michigan. Like I said, I don't care who they're playing. They're in the national championship. They know what they got to do, and they have to win this one, right? Not that they're not going to fall off if they lose it, but man, the stakes are so high, the hype, and just the journey of this team. They've come this far. They didn't come all this way, all this hype to lose this game.
Absolutely. And I got a question I'm going to ask you in the college football world, because the stats were pretty unbelievable last week with Stetson Bennett, the mailman for Georgia, winning and beatdown, should I say, 34-11 to Michigan against Michigan. But here's my question to you, and I'll ask you first before we ask people in the comments, or I will. Do you think that Stetson Bennett plays better angry?
I really don't know, but a true quarterback, a true leader, whatever position, true leaders are motivated by failure and loss. And clearly they had that against Alabama in December. They use it as motivation. It seemed like, I don't know if I want to say angry, but he was a little heated and just ready and fired up and ready to go in that Michigan game. He needs to carry that over in this title game against the Crimson Tide. But yeah, whatever. I mean, if you want to say plays better angry, if that's what he was against Michigan, then yes, he plays better angry. But I don't know what he was feeling other than just determination. That's the word.
Yeah, absolutely. He wanted to shut everybody up. He said, hey, I don't have social media, even though I think he does have a Twitter account, or it gets mixed up with his dad's. Either way, he said, look, I don't have a Twitter account. I want to go out here and do what I think I need, what I know I need to do, and that's be successful and do everything that I learned and everything else. And, you even said, Ballard, that Kirby Smart finally – we saw what was it? Going into halftime, he chewed him out due to clock management. Kind of went wrong there with Stetson Bennett. So it looked like Kirby put a little more fire under Georgia. Maybe Kirby is a little soft with Georgia, but at the same time, he daggum sure wasn't soft with Stetson Bennett. And Stetson was probably the only one that probably shouldn't have got chewed out, because he was playing an outstanding game. I mean, absolutely.
And I'll have to hear this and go back and maybe find his press conference. But this headline says Stetson Bennett isn't trying to be the savior at Georgia. I mean, no, he's not trying to be a hero or anything. He just wants to, you always want to do what you can to help the team. But he's not looking for credit or anything. He's saying, I just want to be a good quarterback. I just want to go throw a ball around and be great and have success. And, again, look, he knows that, and there's a lot of unselfish players on this team. It's all about the team. There's not a selfish quarterback in this game. There's not a selfish player. It's always been teamwork this year, and I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see these teams come together on both sides. This game is going to be close. And again, I do have my video premiering this week. Stay tuned for the score prediction. But again, I will say I do think Georgia can get it done. I just think that, this team knows what's at stake. They know what's been in front of them all year. They know what the finish line is. And as much as I hate to say it, I do not want Alabama to lose to Kirby Smart. That's just embarrassing. But sometimes, man, you got to have stuff happen.